Hi, my name's Jack and I'm going to show you how you can get selling online without any technical skills. As a web developer, I'm often asked how to set up an online store, and the answer is nearly always you can do it yourself. I understand that it can be quite a daunting task. You're not always sure where to begin, and when you do, it can become quite tricky. In this video, I'm going to show you the process of building an online store, and I'm going to show you building a real store that my friend has kindly let me document the whole process for and agreed to let me use it for this video. We'll be building a makeup store that you can visit right now. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Shopify account. I'm going to walk you through the user interface. I'm going to show you how to choose a theme, customize a theme to what you need it to be according to your design. We'll go through adding in products, we'll go through adding in pages, we'll customize those pages, and I'll show you where you can get really good quality, royalty-free images for free, and some basic image editing to go on top of that as well. These are really handy things to know when you're running an online store. On top of all that, I will give you some tips and tricks from my experience from building e-commerce stores in the past, and all of this without writing a single line of code, and the design is all drag and drop. Check the description below. I've time-stamped all the different sections of this video so you can jump to different bits as you need to. So let's begin. As much as I would love to work with Katie on this project directly, we are still on lockdown and there are travel restrictions, so we're having to do everything remotely. We've had a couple of Zoom sessions just to kick off ideas, and this is where we are so far. Katie has chosen to use a Shopify platform. I haven't worked on it yet. I've worked on other e-commerce platforms, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Katie has also found a gorgeous theme. It's premium, but it seems to do everything that we need. There will be some slight customizations on there, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Katie has also found a company, a supplier based in London that does drop shipping. We're not going to use a full drop shipping approach, but we're going to use part of it. And what she's done is ordered 4 products that she's going to start selling over to her in Ibiza, just to check the delivery times, the experience, and make sure that everything's working okay.
Let's see what lovely goodies we've got. Okay, so this is my Guerlain bronzer and mascara. This is my Nude Beach eyeshadow palette. Blusher brush, and my By Terry illuminator stick. I literally can't wait to get this started and try out that.
We've also hashed out how we're going to market it. It's going to predominantly be on Facebook, and we've still got some things just to sort out on that one yet, but so far we know what we're going to do there. So we've got the platform that we're going to use, we know what the store is going to look like, we've found a supplier, Katie's found the products that she's going to start with, and she's already recorded some makeup tutorial videos. So now what we need to do is put them all together. With most of the planning and preparation done, let's set up a Shopify account and take a look around. Katie already has a Shopify account set up with her personal and billing details entered, but I want to show you how simple it is to set up an account, so I'll go through this with you, we'll walk through the user interface, and then we'll switch it over to Katie's account for the rest of the video. First thing I need to do is enter my email address. Start free trial, add in a password, and we'll call this Jack's Test Store, 334, so it's available. Great. So create our account. Excellent, so it's going to be building up your site in the background. Awesome, so next page we're going to come to will be a splash page where it will ask you for details to help set up your store. This is completely optional. If you do fill this in, it aligns the store more to what you're actually selling, but it's completely optional. We will skip this for now. The next one here is you need to add your details to continue. You are accepting credit card payments, debit card payments across the world, so you will have to fill this in for regulatory reasons. I'll go ahead and do that now. And I've blurred it out for security, but I'll click here to enter my store. and that's how simple it was to create an online store. So this is what I mean. This is probably the easiest part of the whole video that we're going through at the moment. So click on here, the online store. If you click on here, it will give you everything that you need to go, what you need to deal with actually with your online store here. Click on here and you can actually view your store. You have to be logged in to see this. So they've put in some demo content for you. This is just to show you what options you have using the standard theme that you get when you set up. Okay, I'm going to walk you through all of these parts here, but so you know, you've got the Shopify Help Center here. If you click this, this will load up the Shopify Help page. What I recommend doing is probably starting on online store and then building out a Shopify online store here. And this is where you'll see your themes, your menu links, pages, blogs, buttons, uploading files, everything you need to know, everything you need to know to set up your shop basically. So with that in mind, let's go back to the admin area and I'll give you a quick walkthrough. Home is where, it's not your home page, it's the home for your admin area. This is where you'll have an overview of everything that you've got going on here. This will fill out as you add more products and get more sales come through. Orders, this is where your orders will come through once you start selling something. Products, this is where you can list all your products here, so, such as add a product. Customers, when someone buys something from you and registers with your store, you can see the list of customers here. Analytics, this is how much you sold, where you sold it, what items you're selling most of. Marketing, haven't looked too much into this just yet, but it's you can link this to other things like Google and Facebook, connect them together, and it will just give you cost of sales from a marketing point of view. Discounts, this is where you can add coupon codes and stuff. And apps, this is like an app store for Shopify, kind of like plugins for WordPress if you're similar to WordPress. One of the things that we will need to do as an EU provider, someone based in the EU, is we will need a cookie banner for privacy policies. This is something that is free in the App Store. You can install it and it's added to your site. Okay, online store. This is the bit to do with your actual store / website. Themes, this is where you can choose your themes here. Blog posts, this is where you add your blog posts once you've got setting up. Pages, this could be about, contact, privacy policy, all these things. These are where you add pages here. Navigation, once you've got your blog and your pages and everything else and your content in, you can choose where they are in the menu. So footer menu, main menu, which you've got here, here, so that'll be your main menu. And down here, let me just hold this will be your footer menu down here. Domain names, this is where you can register domain names. You can register a domain name externally from a domain name provider, or if you have already got a domain name registered somewhere else, don't worry about it. You can connect it up. I can show you that process as well. But you can also register domain names here. It is simpler. If you haven't got a domain name registered already, I recommend just doing it on here. And it just keeps everything a little bit simple. Preferences, these are your store preferences here. Title, meta, description. I'll go through this in more detail as we add content in. But this is where you have your homepage title, meta description. This is where things like Google, Bing, Facebook, Twitter, they pick this up as a default. Social sharing image, bit of a tongue twister there, is when you share your website link on social media and you get that nice image that comes up. You can set a default image here. Google Analytics, I recommend registering your website on Google Analytics. I will walk you through this as well. Google Analytics will give you a code once you register. You copy and paste it into here, and that will allow you to track users, where they come from, how many website visits you've had. Facebook Pixel, this is a Facebook service, so if you're running adverts on Facebook, which Katie will be, you can add tracking pixel on your website that's linked to your Facebook business account. What that does is when someone clicks on an advert and then comes to your website and they go back to Facebook, that advert will pop up a little bit more and you can track how much you're spending and you get a better conversion rate. And password protection, you can password protect the whole site. At the moment, because I'm on a trial plan, you have to be logged in the admin area to see this. If I logged out and try to look at this again, it won't show me that. So once you select a plan, upgrade and start a monthly subscription, you'll be able to then see your site. Once you set up your Shopify account and familiarise yourselves with the basics, that would be a great time to head over to shopifycompass.com. It's effectively a self-contained resource area for everything you need to know about Shopify, not only setting up Shopify itself, but marketing, moving your current business online. First of all, make sure you are signed in. You should be automatically, but if not, make sure you are. And then head down to Getting Started with Shopify. They have also other courses with Grow Your Business with Instagram and How to Design Your Online Store with Zero Design Experience. But what you want to do to start with is head over to Getting Started with Shopify, Start Course, and as you can see, there are loads of micro videos that you can watch here. I will go over the very basics of everything vaguely just to get you up and running, but these go into much more details, things like buying your domain name, creating pages, adding a product. These are from the experts at Shopify. So I highly recommend having a look at this before you start adding loads of content in, but just after you set up and you're a little bit familiar with the interface. Before we start adding content into our store, I want to explain to you the two most important things on any website. The first one is copy, the second one is images. Copy being the description and text that you see around the website. It's too much to go through on a video like this. However, I recommend reading this book, which is How to Write Better Copy. It's available on Amazon. It's around £6 or $9. I've read this book twice. It is really, really useful. Not only will it help you with web copy, it will help you with marketing, it will help you with email newsletters and social media, especially when you're trying to sell with the words that you're using. The second one is images. You want to use high quality images and get the best possible images you can. Now, there's a resource on the web which is free, which provides high quality images. Let me show you that now. Let me introduce you to Unsplash. This is a great resource for free, high quality, royalty-free images that you can use across the web. You can search for pretty much anything you want and you'll find some high quality images that will suit what you need. So let's have a look and start with makeup. Great, as you can see here, you've got a whole stream of really high quality images that you can use for free on your project. We want two types of images. The first one is we're going to add in a demo product. So we'll add in 2 pictures for that so we can see what it looks like and I can show you how to add it in. And also we're going to look for a third image, which we'll use on what we call in the industry a hero image. Hero image is the large, wide image that most websites have when you visit their homepage. So let's have a look and see what we can use for product. So let's grab 2. This one actually looks good. Okay, let's download this one. Excellent, great. Let's have a look for one more. Yep, this looks good too. Let's download that one. Great. And let's have a look for a homepage hero image. That's the large image that you get welcomed on the homepage. Let's see. That one looks good. Great. Let's have a look at this one. Download that one. Awesome. So we've got 3 images that we can use. Now that you have access to high quality images, you want to be able to edit them down. Sometimes that means turning them to square or blocks or wide, depending on what you need them to do. Let me show you a free web-based online resource that can help you do that. If you don't have anything like Photoshop or expensive, complicated photo editing software, this is a great service for doing everything simply. Some features on here do require you having a paid account, but there's many features, and certainly the ones that we're going to use today, which you can just use for free without even having to sign up. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to edit a photo, and that's it. So let's have a look and load in one of the product images. So let's open up this one, let's go to downloads, and let's choose this product image that we chose first. Great. So we've got the product image up here. What we want to do is make it square. So all the images we have, some might be widescreen, some might be portrait, but we want them all to be square. So let's first of all crop. Great. So we're going to choose square, and this will lock everything in. Let's fill out the picture and get most of it, and then we'll move it over so you've got the brushes here. Then click OK. So that's all done. Now what we need to do is resize. Images straight from Unsplash are usually quite large, which may take a little while to upload. When you upload to places like Shopify and other website builders, they often compress the image for you, or reduce the file size, should I say. But let's just make this one, say 1200. And we want to lock the aspect ratio, so 1200 one side is the same as 1200 the other. There you go. Save. That's great. Okay, Now what we can do is save that image out. So let's save this to our computer, and we'll call this one product 1 and the first image. Save it as a JPEG. On this occasion, save it as the maximum file size. Places like Shopify and other website builders will often compress it to the best possible quality anyway, so you may as well give it the best possible quality to send to it. So let's save this, and we've got that done. Brilliant. Okay, let's do the other one. So repeat this process again. Open computer. Let's get the other product image, which I believe is this one. Okay, so this is portrait, and we want to make this one square again. So we go to crop, freeform, let's change that to square, and we will move it here. And you want to try and get as much of the focus in as possible. That looks good for now. We'll okay that. Brilliant. And then let's resize it as well. 1200. Brilliant. And we'll save that. Great. As you can see here, there's all other features that you can use as well. You can sharpen it, add clarity, change the exposure, rotate the image as well. And then once you're done, you just save it out, and it's all done via the web. It's a great program, this. Computer, yeah, we'll save it to computer, and we'll call this one, highlight it all, product 1, and it's the second image. Make sure it's the highest file size you can get, and then we'll save that out. Excellent, so we've got 2 images that we've edited now, and without much drama. So let's go and have a look at our hero image. Let's have a look on here, and I believe it was this one. Yes, it's great. For what we're going to use it for, this is too high, so we want to narrow it down a little bit so people on thin monitors can still see there's content underneath. We can do this here, so we're going to use what we call a freeform. Actually, let's do 16:9 widescreen. Yeah, that's good. So it's the same as a widescreen TV. Actually, no, let's make this freeform. I want it a bit thinner. Okay, it just means that you can drag it here. So let's try and get as much of the picture in. We've got the pencil there. We'll move that one down a little bit, and we'll thin it out. Not too much, but just enough, so you're not wasting retail space on your website. Great, that looks good. Okay, so let's resize that one. This is going to be stretching across the screen, so you probably want to give it a slightly wider width than what you'd have on your product images, which are only going to take up part of the screen. So let's say this one is 1900. Lock aspect ratios, great, there we go there, and we'll save this. Come to the computer, and we'll call this one Hero, which is the main image on the home page, Hero 1, in case we do another one, and save it out. Excellent, so we've got these 3 images edited and saved. It's a great service, this one. You can also create collages, and you can also do graphic design on here, very basic stuff. I'll do a separate video on this and other photo editors that you can use on the fly, but on the whole, this should be everything you need for now. You've got your images, you know how to edit them, so let's start building out your store. We've set up a Shopify account, and I've walked you through the basics of the admin area. What we've done now is logged into Katie's account. This is the one that we will use to build out the actual shop. So I'll walk you through the whole process of that as we go along. Bit of a heads up initially, just want to let you know that we're calling it Katie Gill Makeup at the moment. We don't have a shop or business name just yet. We'll be going through that process in the next couple of days. Once we've got the shop and business name, we will then register the domain name, and we'll connect it into here. But you can absolutely go through and build up your shop in the meantime. You can add your products, you can add your pages, you can add your images and change all your content, and literally choose a name and connect a domain name right at the last moment. So it's not going to impede us in moving forward. Let's begin. At the moment, when you click on online store and you can view your store here, you can see dummy content, and it's the default theme, pretty much like I showed you when we were setting up the account initially. So what we want to do is actually choose a theme, which Katie has done. We've been through this and we had a look at a theme that Katie wants to use before we started recording the videos. So you click on themes. At the moment, you can see it's a debut theme, which is the current default theme that comes with Shopify. What we want to do is add a new one. So you visit the theme store, click on here, And this is like an app store for themes that plug straight into Shopify. You've got quite a lot to choose from. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. The paid for ones just give you more options, probably better support, a bit more guidance, and a lot more flexibility if you've got a slightly bigger store. Absolutely both are good. It all depends on what you want to use. If you do want to use a premium theme because it is better, I do recommend paying that little bit extra. It does make a huge difference. It is your shop window. People need to be amazed when they come to your shop, and it needs to be easy to use. So I absolutely recommend, if it's a paid one you prefer, do buy it. It will save you a lot of time in the long run. So let's scroll down, and this is the one that Katie had previously chosen. It's called Block Shop. Click on that, and within a theme you get sub themes, so you can select which ones of these you like, but we're going to go for beauty. And just so you know, when you are having a look at themes, you can see what they look like in the real world. So if you click on View Demo, and it will load up a version of the theme which you can scroll through. They tend to give you every possible combination and every section that you can edit. You can move all of this around, you can remove certain sections, you can add certain sections, you can add multiple sections. So if there's a lot of content on here that you think is too much for you as a new store, don't worry about it. What the theme designer is doing is showing you every possible option that you have. Okay, so let's click back. Make sure you're on the sub theme that you want to use. We're going to use beauty. Katie has already purchased this theme before, so let's add this theme to her Shopify account. Click on this. Let it load. What it's doing now is it's just adding this theme into the database. It will take you back to the store, and then it will just initialize here. When it has initialized, it's not your default theme. You're still on Debut, which is your current theme. So what you need to do is click on Actions and then click Publish. A little reminder will come up just to let you know that you're going to override your current theme, which is fine. Let's just hit Publish. Great. Okay. Now if we click on Online Store and have a view, there you go. You've got the new store theme here, and they've added in some demo content for you. So with a few clicks, you've completely changed the look of your store. Next up, we need to start adding in content and seeing what the shop looks like as a whole. We're going to hit some limitations at the moment because we are on the trial plan, which doesn't let you see the checkout, and you have to be logged into the admin area to see the actual store. So let's go ahead and select the plan and get that out of the way. I recommend just starting on a £29 a month plan. And Katie has already purchased a theme from Shopify already, so her card details are already stored on the system. Then Shopify is pretty good. It will start billing you at the end of your trial period. So even though you start the plan now, you won't be charged until your free period has ended. So let's go ahead and start the plan. Excellent. So we're off the trial plan now. One thing that you do want to make sure is what you've got on your preferences is that you still have a password protection on your store. That means you can still access your store directly from the URL. You don't have to be logged into your admin area. But while you're setting it up, just in case Google picks it up and starts indexing you, or someone does, it's best just to keep it password protected until you're almost ready to launch. When you want other people to see your site, perhaps you want someone to check the progress of it, or you want other people to test it, just give them the password. They can log in and then use the store. They can view your store normally. They just have to put their password on. Once you are ready to go live, just untick enable password, hit save, and then your store's public to the world. Now that you've got your theme installed, you probably want to start building out your homepage. Don't. That's actually a bad idea. When you don't have a plan on how the website will look like overall, which we don't at the moment, the best thing to do is add all the rest of the content in first. Add all your pages in, add any blogs in, and of course add all of your products in. If you look at most homepages on most websites, it's just a feed of links in images or in text to other parts of the website. Once you have all the other parts of the website in, it makes it so much easier to know what you need to put on the homepage. What we're going to do is we're going to add all the other parts in first, the products, the landing pages, and the regular pages. Once that's done, we'll visit the homepage, and then we can see what layout options we need. The most important part, products. You're a store, you're selling products. Let's add in our first product. So click on products over here. Click on add product. And here you've got a list of things that you need to be aware of. So title, this will be the title of your product. This will be where you add your description. Don't add too much text. Add the minimum amount of text you need to sell the product to the user. Show them or explain to them what the benefits are of your product. Don't go overboard on the text. This is what we know in the industry as user experience 101. If they see a big block of text, they're going to get bored and not read any of it. A short paragraph, more likely to read it. Here's where you add the images for your products. You can add as many, I think you can add as many as you like. I've not added more than 6 or 7 before, but it all seems to be fine. This is the price of your product. This is probably the one that you're going to be using most. If your product's on sale, you put the original price in there and you put the sale price in there. Cost per item, don't have to fill this in. This is what it costs you for the product itself. I think what will happen is Shopify will probably give you a profit margin based on all the items that you sold. SKU, this is if you have stock, you hold stock and you have a stock inventory system, you probably want to put that in there. If you're just starting off, I wouldn't worry about it. Barcode, I wouldn't worry about that one either. That's if you're selling a physical product. Just so you know, Shopify also sells till systems. So when you walk into a store, perhaps you've got an online store and you've got a physical store located somewhere. What Shopify do is they'll send you like a till system when you upgrade your subscription, and you can take payments in person via card, and it all comes back to the same system here. So it's one central place for your online and your physical. But for now, don't worry about that. Track quantity. If you want to put an available amount in there, and then what happens, it just goes out of stock when you sold out automatically. We won't be doing that at the moment because Katie will be making orders as they come through to her supplier. And at the moment, they'll let her know what the quantity is, but it's pretty much unlimited at the moment. This is a physical product as opposed to, say, a digital download. Yes, it is. Weight, I think this is for postage. Don't worry about that if you don't know off the top of your head. And a country of origin, where's your product coming from? In our case, let's do this now. It's based in the United Kingdom. So I'll just type in United Kingdom and click on here. Great. Harmonized zone. This is if you need to send it across borders. Sometimes this is required, but if you're not sure, don't worry about it. And variants. Is there variants of this product? Say size, shoe size, t-shirt size, frame size, anything that you might have. But on this occasion, it's individual makeup products, so we don't have anything on there. Okay, we'll cover this bit in a second once we've added some content in. Manage, so this is where is it a physical product and an online product? Don't worry about this if you're just an online store. You can set a publication date, so you might want to add everything over the weekend, but you don't want to release them as available to say sometime later in the week. That's a possibility. Product type, so what you'll have is if people want to search for shirts or shoes or brands or anything like this, if you've got lots of products, this will be something you might want to, add in. But at the moment, don't worry about that too much. In Katie's case, she's only starting with 4 products, so absolutely don't need to worry about that at the moment. And you can add tags here as well, which we weren't worried about. All of these things you can add in later. So if you are getting more and more products in over time, don't worry, you can come back to each of the products and update them as you see fit. So let's crack on and add in our first product. We'll call this one Amazing Makeup Item. We're adding in demo products for now, so I can show you the process of adding them in. Once we've got all the proper images from the supplier and the content and descriptions, we'll replace these with the actual product items, but it won't be any different from what I'm showing you right now. Next thing we need to do is add a description. If you don't know what you want to add in as a description yet, which we don't, there's a service that we use in the industry called Lorem Ipsum. It's basically dummy text, and the idea is so you can see what a page looks like with text in it when you need to show a client, but you don't necessarily need them to read the text and distract it from looking at the overall page. So we use Lorem Ipsum. You can generate how many paragraphs you want and hit generate, and it will give you some copy. So let's actually copy the copy and go back to the store, and we'll paste this in, actually Control and V. So I'm just going to paste that in. Okay, so back what I said before, this is far too much text. It looks too much. So the best thing to do if you can is break it up into small paragraphs. Maybe there. Actually, let's just keep it short. We don't want too much on there. You just want to give the customer the key benefits of what they need and take it from there. Okay, so remember earlier on when we edited those 2 images into Square? This is where we now add them in. So you go to Add File, Product 1, open. That is just going to upload. In the meantime, let's add in a second one, Product 1, 2, brilliant. So that's going to open and upload both of those as well. Great, so both products are uploaded now, fantastic. Let's go and add in a price. So for now, let's call it £39. Oops, 39.00. Excellent, it's not on sale. We don't know what the cost is at this point. And let's charge tax on this product. Yeah, so we're not going to worry about SKUs and we're not going to worry about barcode. We're not going to track the quantity, and it is a physical product. We don't really need to know the weight at the moment. It'll be it's a flat fee when they get sent out directly from KT's supplier to the user. So we won't need to worry about that at the moment. And there's no variance. Okay, so this is where I said we'll wait a little bit later until edit the SEO website. What it's done is it's taken the actual product title and the content you've given it as a default. But this is what shows up on Google. So you might want to be even more precise on this section here. So what I'd recommend doing is going into here and then perhaps rewording it so it's not so wordy. There you go. And this is the URL, so you can perhaps add some more words on there. It's just so search engines can track them, and it makes sure that when the user sees it, this looks so much nicer. You know what the item is, you can see it's a branded shop, and there's a brief description of what the product is. Keep it brief, keep it concise, that's always a good thing. Okay, let's save this. Just reloading the page, great. And now we can preview the page. Let's get rid of this. And we have our first item, excellent. So we'll hide this bar for now. Looks great, and as you can see, that 1200 width allows us to do this. Any bigger, and it would have kept the original size, which I think was nearly 3000 pixels wide, and that would have been too big. So that's why we reduced the size a little bit. And then click on there, and then there's a second one here. Again, looks great. We've got a description there. You can add the quantity, and then you can add to cart. Awesome. So that's our first product. And as you can see, I've added another 3 products. So we've got 4 together. They've each got 2 images. I use the same process of getting images from Unsplash and then going through BeFunky to edit them down. Let's go and make some pages. Head over to Online Store, click Pages, and then click Add New Page. Just a quick word of warning here. As an e-commerce platform, selling products, taking payments, shipping, all that sort of stuff, for people that are not overly experienced in e-commerce, Shopify does an amazing job. It really is great out of the box. However, when it comes to things like pages, it can fall flat a little bit. You're not going to get any amazing layout styles, combinations, and content blocks like you will get on the homepage. I'll come to that a bit later. You are very, very limited when it comes to the about page and sub pages that you've got going on there. We can make it work for what we need with Katie, but just bear that in mind before you start thinking of grand plans about how wonderful your about page can look like. You are going to be limited to what the theme can give you, and it's probably not going to look too much different from this. However, let's crack on and start putting our about page in. So let's start with a title. About Katie Gill makeup. I will paste that into here. Great, so just Control and V for paste. Brilliant. We'll save that, and we can view the page. As you can see, we have an about page. Great, okay, let's go back and make it a little bit more interesting. We want to add in an image. This is where it gets a little bit fiddly and a little bit tricky. So bear with me and I'll walk you through what you need to do. So add an image, put a set down. We want to add an image at the top. We click on image, and we want to upload a file, and I grabbed an image from Unsplash and then edit it again in BeFunky like I did earlier, and we'll open this one. So we'll replace this with an image of Katie, but at the moment we're just using this placeholder image. Great, image is added. Select the image, add some text, let's call it Katie Gill, and on the whole we probably want to add this one in here, and then insert image. Great. Don't worry about how it looks on here. This is another thing. The editor itself is not very good at displaying things very well. But when you save here, and then you refresh this page, it looks great there. So we'll replace this with an image of Katie, and we're going to tidy up her about text. But on the whole, this is a good start for an about page. What you also might want to do is have a look down here, edit website SEO. At the bottom, we just actually want this to say about, so /pages/about, and we'll update that. We won't create a URL redirect, but if your page has been live for a little while, then you want to. What that does is if you had a page with a different URL for a while, it might have been indexed, and you create a new one, all the links will break. What Shopify is doing in the background is saying, okay, if it went to the last one, forward it to the new one. So we'll click save on here. Brilliant. So that's all done. Next up, we'll create an FAQ page. This will be things like your perhaps how your deliveries are happening, or anything else that you've got going on to do with the shop that your customers might want to ask you repeatedly. It could be anything you want. I'm just going to show you a different way of creating another page. So we'll add a new page. We'll call this one FAQ, and we'll start with an first question. Again, this will be edited properly once we know what the content. First question here, and then underneath that I will copy some text from over here, and then I will paste it into here. Great. Now what we need to do is perhaps make that a header, so we'll call that heading 2, and then we'll copy all of this and do it again down here. So we'll save that. We'll view the page. Let's go to this one, and we've got an FAQ page. And you can obviously edit that and change it as when you want, or create whatever pages you like. It really doesn't matter. So that's 2 pages that we've got on the go now. Next up, let's create a contact page. So we'll add a new page again. We'll call this one contact, and we will paste in some text here and then save it out. So we have a contact page, but do we? So if I go through and view this page now, there's not much there in terms of contact, but you want a contact form. So let's go back here. One thing you want to bear in mind is the template section here. Depending on what theme you have, what options you've got, this is going to look slightly different to you. But effectively, there are different sub-templates you can use for a page, and you can select which one you want. So if I go to page full width and save, it takes quite a slim page and then makes it wide. I don't recommend this if it's just a page of text. There is an optimum reading width, and it's usually between 600 and 700 pixels. This is far too long, but if it works for large images or something, then you've got that option. But the one we want is page contact. So if we save that and again update this page, great, you've got a contact form which you can use straight away. So there's another option for you. We'll keep this one for now. Obviously you can add in as much text as you want here, add in your social medias, a map maybe, anything you want there. We'll go through that on the actual theme layout options, which we'll cover shortly. But in the meantime, you've got all your 3 pages that you need here. The next part we're going to cover is what we call landing pages. This is quite specific to what Katie needs, and you don't necessarily need to have this when you're doing your own e-commerce website. Landing pages is what we call specific type of pages that aren't necessarily linked to from the site themselves, but they cover things that when you do social media advertising or Facebook advertising or anything like that, you want to drive the traffic to a specific page to tell a story, and then for them to carry on to buy something, to subscribe somewhere. This is what we're doing with Katie. This is her USP for this project. Katie will be doing free makeup tutorials that anybody can watch at any time, and within the makeup tutorials she'll be using specific brands of makeup. These are the ones that she's chosen to sell on her website. The point is she'll be putting social media content out there and adverts out there to drive people to watch her makeup tutorials. When they land on the page and watch the makeup tutorials, there'll be a link at the bottom to buy the products that she's using, and the products are available on the shop. It's a clever idea to draw traffic to your website without the hard sell initially. So let's start creating some landing pages for Katie. Let's build a landing page. Click on Add Page. We'll call this one Makeup Landing Page 1, because guess what? We don't know what they're called yet. Go into text, we'll copy some content, and let's do another one. I'm just going to do Control V to copy again. So we've got 2 items, let's call it 3. Brilliant. Okay, we'll save that. Page is saved. We can view that page, and we've got a landing page, as you well know, very much like the others, but we need to customize this a little bit. First of all, let's add a video that Katie has already created. So I'm just going to grab a link here, and then let's go and add it onto here. Great, So this is one of the tutorials that Katie's created. And what we want to do is get the embed code. So you first click share, click on embed, and this is the bit we need here. I'll show you in a second. So we've got that ready. Now what we need to do is add that video into our landing page. We want it above the text, so click on the text, hit enter, so it goes down the line, and then go back up to the top, click video, and this is the code that it's asking for here. Right, so we'll copy that code, and I'll paste it into here, insert video. Great, we've got a video. We'll save the page. Let's get rid of that one now, and then we can view it. So view page. Excellent, we're starting to look more like a landing page now. We've got a video. Now what we need to do is, as I said earlier, Katie will be selling products from her site based on the makeup products that she's using on a video. But we want a way to be able to users to click that. One option, and an easy quick option, which of course you can do, is, let's do this in capitals, buy makeup item here. Let's make that bold, clicking up here, and we also want to make it a link. But before we make it a link, we need to know what page to link it to. So let's go back to here, click on store, and you can see all the products on here. Let's link it to this one, let's say, and then we need to copy this. Don't forget that when you change your domain name, you will need to bear that in mind, because that won't update automatically. But for now, that's fine. Just make sure you check all your links before you go live. So we got it still highlighted. We're going to click the link to turn it into a link, and then we're going to paste that link into here. Then we're going to give it a title, I don't know, buy makeup. You want this to be as descriptive as possible. It's so search engine optimization works a little bit better. Insert link. Now we can save. And when we go back to Katie's landing page and refresh it, there you go, you can buy makeup item here. And of course, you click that and you go straight to the item. Ingenious idea. It's a great way to market to someone without giving them the hard sell straight away. It just eases them in with a nice tutorial video. If you want to buy, you can buy it. If not, hey, come back and watch some more. But I think that's a little bit lame, considering that's Katie's business is to sell makeup. So we're going to have to rely on our friend BeFunky, but instead of editing images, what we're going to do is create a tiny little banner that will insert as an image, and then we'll link from the image. But don't worry, it's very minimal design. You don't have to go through this process. If you're happy with how this is and you don't need to create any graphics yourself, don't worry about the next part. But if you're interested in creating little thumbnails or little things, it's actually quite a handy thing to know anyway across the web. So let's go over to BeFunky and create a much nicer button that we can insert into here. We want to create something more interesting than a buy now link. We want to create a buy now image, or what we also call to action. So from this point onwards, I'm going to call a big image that clicks to do something a call to action. So let's make a much more interesting call to action than a boring old link. So we're back at our friend BeFunky. Get started. This is where we edit our photos as last time, but we want to create a design. Excellent. What you've got here is a list of things that you can use as templates, and this is a really good service. As you look around, you've got all social media, so you can create banners, Facebook page covers, and you've got templates on there. Whenever you see the little star around this application, that's a premium service, and to get those you do need to subscribe for a monthly fee, and if you use it a lot, it's still great. I think it's about $6 or $7 a month. Anyway, we just want to create a blank canvas, put a makeup image in there, and then add some text. So let's start with that. Create a blank canvas. We'll start, say, 900 pixels wide, a bit wider than the actual screen, so it just compresses it down to look sharp on mobiles, and we'll keep it, let's do 300 height. Okay, we'll create that. Brilliant. Okay, now what we need to do is start with an image. Here's an image I uploaded. Actually, let's do it from the computer. Let's do it again. So we'll use this image, one of the product images that I kept earlier on, and then we just drag it over to here. Now what we do is we just snap it to the size to be square like that. What you want to do is keep it a rule of thirds. So to imagine that this is divided into 3, and it just makes things look a little bit nicer. So let's just make this a little bit bigger, and we'll move it up to there. Great. Now what we want to do is make the background a little bit more interesting than white. So we go to settings, do the background color. And what you do, if you hit this color picker, we can pick a color. So whatever you hover over, it will go to that color. So let's use this nice dark color. Excellent, we'll go for that one. Now what we're going to do is add some text. So we'll add some text, and let's start with, click on there, and we'll call this one in capitals, by makeup. Oops, makeup. And what we want to do is make sure it's centered, and we'll drag it over here. Avenger is a good one to use. You can search whichever font you want, but let's use Avenger, and we'll use this as black. Okay, black meaning extra bold. So we'll go back to text again. We want to make the text color white. So we click on there, move it up to white. Brilliant. And then we want to perhaps give this a larger size. Let's do it as 56 pixels. That looks good. Excellent. So we'll have that there. Now we've got by makeup. Let's give it a price. So add another text. Add text. Oops, just getting used to this myself. I only found this program a few days ago, along with image editing. So I use Photoshop and all the professional graphic programs. I want to make sure you can do it without needing any of these, and that's the whole point of this video. Okay, so we'll give this one a text, and we'll call it £39. Not 3,900. Let's put a stop in there. Great. Okay, but we want this one to be a lot bigger. So let's make this one 90. We perhaps need to highlight that. Yeah, I think that's work. It's a little bit finicky, but on the whole, it's okay. So let's make this 90. Does that work? Yes, brilliant. So by makeup, £39. And then we'll have a smaller text, one more underneath it, which says click here. So add text, move it down there. And we will do it like this. We'll make this one a different font, so Avenir, and then if you click over, if it's got a little arrow, it means it's got different weights. So Avenir, and then we'll make this one medium, and we will reduce the size somewhat. Let's make that one 24. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. So what you can do then is if you move it around, it snaps. So you want everything to snap in the center. You can set these here. Sorry, here. So you want snapping enabled and display distances enabled. I think it's disabled by default. And what you can do is if I keep this like 36, so it's the same there, 36. Let's make this 32, 36, 36. Right, so they're all equal distance from each other. Actually, I might make that one 30 and then 30, so that's equal distance. So it kind of snaps for you. So it snaps into the middle and it snaps all over the place. Then you can highlight them all, and you want to make sure that the whole thing is snapped centrally. There we go. Brilliant. And that's it. We've just created a nice call to action, which will save out as an image. So we'll call this one, again, give it the highest size you can use, and then we'll call this one call to action 1. Brilliant. And we'll save that here. So we've now got a call to action image saved in our computer. Of course, if you want to save this and go back and use it again, go in, create an account, register, create an account. It's free to do, and then you can go back and keep your designs, and you can just duplicate them and then work on some more. It's quite a good way of doing that. Or if you upgrade, I think it's about $6 a month, and you can use many more features that you want to. But there's not a sales pitch for that. Let's move on and move it back into our landing page. Okay, let's turn this lame buy now button into a much more interesting call to action now. So let's get rid of this, and then we'll insert an image. So you want to get it from the computer, upload file, and that was the call to action one that we saved earlier. Great. Click on the image, call this one call to action. Don't call it call to action, call it what it's going to do, buy makeup. Then we will keep it we'll keep it at the larger resolution. Don't ever go full max. I think this should be fine for most. And insert image. Great. It's going to look terrible because, you know, pages on Shopify. Let's save that and see what it looks like. That's much more interesting. So now it's an image, but we need to make it a link. Quite straightforward. Don't be put off by the stretchiness of this. It's just how these text editors work. They're built for text editing at any sort of medium side, and when they break a little bit, but it is working. So first of all, we need to go back and find a product that we're going to link to, like we did earlier. Let's grab the same one again, and that's the link we need. We'll copy that. Let's go back to Katie's product page, and then we'll highlight the image. So highlight the image, click on link like you would do on the text, paste it in here, and by makeup, again, be as descriptive as you can. Insert link. Let's see if that's happened. Saved. Usually no news is good news. And then we'll refresh the page. There you go. And now it's a much more interesting way of getting someone to put up their credit card and buy products from you. With a few pages created, let's have a look at our navigation. So head back to the admin area, over to navigation, and this is what we got here. So main menu resolves to this bit up here, and footer menu will be referring to this bit here. So let's start with the main menu. So we have a load of pages. Now we need to put them into a menu so users can visit them. Let's start with the main menu. We'll click on there. And at the moment, you've got home and store, which matches up with home and store. All good. So if I show you, you can edit one here. Let's edit now. So you can call it store. And what happens is the link, let's get rid of this one. And it will restrict you to where you can go. So for this one, it is products. So you want to store. And you can go to an individual product, so you can link it directly from the menu. But on this occasion, we're going to call it all products and apply changes. Awesome. So let's add a new one. Add menu item. This one will be about. And we'll link it to a page, pages. And this one will be about. So we'll go add that one in there. Excellent. Let's add another one. Let's call this one landing one, and this will be pages, and we'll call it makeup landing page one. Obviously we'll change all this later, and of course on top of that you can change the order on what they are. So let's have it back to where it was. Excellent. So we'll save the menu, and now if all is working well, we should see it up the top there. Great. So you've got landing page one, so you've got the about page, which we created. You've got a store page with all the products on. And we've got the landing page, which we also created. Okay, so let's go and tackle the footer. So back to navigation. Hit footer. And we've got search at the moment. There's 4 products and maybe a handful of landing pages. So let's not clutter the store with stuff you don't need. Don't have search on there if you don't need it. Don't have to. Just keep your website, your shop, everything. Just keep it laser focused. Only the bits that the users need, that they need to have. As you add more and more products over time, absolutely add search back in. But for now, let's get rid of it. It's a click that doesn't really need to be there. But we do need to add in 2 of our other pages. So we'll call this one FAQ. And we'll go to pages, and we'll use our FAQ page. And the next one, let's add a contact one here. So contact us. And pages. And we'll use our contact page. Great. We'll add that in. Again, you can change the order here. We'll save the menu. Let's refresh Katie's page. And there you go. So contact and FAQ. Brilliant. And that, in a nutshell, is how navigations work. With all the content in, let's go and build ourselves a homepage. Editing your homepage is quite simple. However, there are a lot of options. So let's go through them all quickly with you. Click on online store. Make sure you're on themes. Go to the theme that you're looking at, in our case, Block Shop, and then hit customize. Unlike the about page or the landing page where we're limited to everything happening inside the text editor, this is a full website builder layout. Unfortunately, it's only on the home page, but it does quite a good job here. What you're going to see here on the side will depend on what theme you have. There will be called different things, and you'll have different options with each one. This particular theme, Block Shop, looks like this. So I'm going to walk you through each individual section, but I'm not going to go into too much detail apart from what we need to use it for, because the likelihood is you're going to see things differently, but the settings in each one should be very similar. Okay, so we'll start at the top. At the moment, you can see we've got an announcement bar at the top there. That adds to this one here. If you click through, you can see you can go straight to that particular item, image with text up here. You've got so many things. You've got a slideshow at the top. We're going to use a slideshow. You've got image with text. You've got a featured grid. Actually, if I click on the side here, there you go. Featured grid. Videos, so you can have a video playing in the background. Newsletter, which you can add here. Map, obviously we're not going to use it. Katie doesn't have a physical shop. And you've got your footer options here as well, so you can show things, turn things off, add logos. And at the header, if I click on here, this is where you can have logo. This is where you'd probably add in your logo up there, and you can add in your height. One of the things I want to show you, say on slideshow for instance, when you click on slideshow, that's this section here, it's like a carousel, and then you click on each slide to change the image. Now if you see here, it's just got image 2000 by 1100, that means 2000 pixels width and 11 high, so it's always width by height recommended. Now I showed you before on the BeFunky image editor how you can crop things. This is where you can add your width and height. So if you've got an image that's too big or too small is always really bad to scale up. Always use big images first so you can scale them down if possible. And as you can see here, it's got a width of 200, height of 100, which is bigger than this image. So once you add it in, crop it, that's the image we can then use for our hero. Excellent. So with that in mind, what we're going to do now is start adding in sections and contents. But let me quickly show you the theme settings. So this is the overall settings on everything with your store. So as you can see with colors, you've got an accent color. This is going to be different depending on the theme that you have. You may see a lot more, you may see a lot less, you may not see anything at all. Don't panic. Always refer to the help guide with your theme. It will be all in there for you. So for instance, a header, you see it's pink along the side at the moment. We can go through and just change the color, click off, give it a second, it will update, and you can see it's pink. And at the bottom, red. And at the bottom, we can undo it, so it goes back to where it is. You've got your footer, you've got the slideshow, you've got your product grid, all the other things here. So if we go back, typography, this is where you can change the style of font that you can use. And we've also got social media, pop-ups, favicon. Favicon's a little bit that sits up here, so you can add in a favicon image. Checkout, this is all the different things you can do for checkout. You might not see the checkout section of your store until you hit subscription or go for package. I think they hold it back just when you want a free account. And then obviously if you move back without doing anything, it will just check if you want to save first. So if I hit checkout, go back. And that's anything there. So always have a look at here, read the documentation, get support. So if you click on that down here, you should be taken to the documentation for your specific theme, and you can have a browse around there. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go back and then start adding and removing content based on what we need. First thing we're going to do is remove the sections we don't need. We want to use a slideshow. We're actually not going to use a slideshow. We're going to have one image without any content on the top, but we're going to use a slideshow format because Katie might use some slideshow, more images later on. Featured collection, that's great. We'll add in the 4 products that Katie's got on sale here. Image with text, let's remove that one because we're going to use one a bit further down the line. So we can click onto there and remove this section. Great, so that's gone. Featured grid, what we'll do is the landing pages that Katie has, we'll put it on there. But on this one, as you can see, there's a hover state on here. One of the things that you want to check is have a look at it on mobile. And it's important that there's no hover states, I think, because you have to have a mouse to have a hover, which means on mobile, where there is no mouse, you can't see the hover state. But sometimes that goes for desktops because people use tablets now for their main desktop browsing, or you've got the Windows laptops which have touchscreens. You won't be able to see this. So I always think it's really important to make sure text is always available. Great, so we'll use that. Okay, so we've got the featured grid, which we use for our landing pages. Image with text, let's get rid of this one because we're going to use a slider, so we don't want too much on there. We'll move that thing there. Talk about your brand, I think we will do. There'll probably be a brief part there as per what the site might do. We may get rid of it, we'll have a look there. Video, absolutely, Kate's done a really quick 30-second speeded up makeup tutorial that will just run in the background quietly. Newsletter, absolutely, always recommend this one. And map, Katie's not a physical store, so let's get rid of map. Now, of course, you can add a section here. So preview theme edit code. So if you go to add section, it will tell you which one you want to do. So you can add sort of multiples of the same section. So image of text, you can add that many times. You can go in, click add, and that will go into there. And then once you've done this, you could obviously change the order that you want, and it will just update live for you. It's a great little system, this. I wish they allowed it around the rest of the website on the other pages, but hey ho, this is where we are, and this is all we need at the moment. So with that in mind, let's go and have a look at the slideshow. We've got 2 slides. We want to get rid of one of the slides, remove content, and then within the current slide, to get rid of this box, let's just actually hide the text. So got no title, we've got no text here. Let's move that. We don't want the button, and it's gone. Great. Then what we need to do is add the image. So we'll add in the upload. We'll get the downloads hero 1 that we made earlier. This is the hero section that we're talking about. Great, got that uploaded. Select, and we've added it in. So there you go. There's a hero image added into your site. So it's already starting to come together nicely. Next up, let's add a video, which you can see will go here. So click on video, and Katie has already done a quick time-lapse video of her doing makeup, which will look great as you're scrolling down. Brilliant. All you need to do is grab the URL of YouTube. I believe Vimeo can do the same as well. Copy, let's get rid of that, and then you paste it into here. Great, so you can see that already playing. As you scroll down, we want it on full width, background color, doesn't matter, darken video because you might have a button on there. So, but we're going to move the button. Let's get rid of the subheading, and we'll get rid of the button. And there you go, we have the video added in, and as you can see, it's already starting to come together even more. While we're up here, let's tackle this announcement bar. As you can see, that's this bit up here. You might have a sale going on, or a COVID message, or anything else you've got going on, perhaps international shipping or free shipping. We don't have any of that at the moment, so you can hide the announcement there. We'll show you the announcement, and homepage only means it only shows on the homepage, or you can show it around the rest of the store. So let's hide this for now, keep it nice and clean. Next thing we want to do is have a look at featured collection. We're going to have to do a little bit of editing back on our products. So featured collection is, it will automatically add in a set of products based on the rules. So we want to actually start a collection. So create a collection, it's going to take us back to the collections section. And if we create an automated collection, so product tag or product type is equal to, now we haven't actually added any product type. So let's go to our products, leave this page because it's not happening yet. Go to our amazing makeup item, and we'll go to product type, and we'll call it makeup, and we'll add makeup there. Great, save. We need to do it to all products. All of our products now have a type of makeup. So if we go to collection, you can add multiple product types to each section, create a collection, and automated, so product type is equal to makeup, and we can save that. Oops, let's call this one makeup. Excellent. So if we go and refresh this now, great. So featured collection, start collection, makeup. There we go. Select, and now that will automatically update for you and add a scroller when there are more than 4. And yeah, the site is now starting to look really good. Let's add a few more bits and then we'll preview what it looks like properly. And finally, let's go over to featured grid. our section here. What we're going to use this for is links directly to the landing page that we created, which is up here. So first of all, we need to actually get the link for the landing page. Let's just go to that one there, landing page 1, and that's the link we'll need. So we'll come back to that in a second. For now, let's go over and remove some of the grid. So we'll start off with 3 for now. So we'll remove 3 of them. Let's get rid of that one. Let's get rid of that one, and let's get rid of that one. So we're not going to too many. 3 is good. 3 is a great number to have. It looks good too. We'll call this one landing pages for now. We'll change this afterwards. No subheading. Keep it as blocks per row 3, and we want the text underneath. That's great. So the first one is let's add an image. So I've selected some images already, and I've edited them in BeFunky. So let's upload our first image. So we go to face 1. When you're doing this, especially on makeup, it's good. Faces always draw people in. If you've got a picture of someone in the face with it, especially if it's expressive, it makes a huge difference with people wanting to click and find out more. Okay, so we've got that. We'll select that. We'll call this one landing 1. This is where we'll add the link to this page here. So we'll copy and we'll paste. Oops, actually, so it did actually let us choose a page. So if we go to pages and makeup landing page, okay, that's good. That means when we change the domain name, it will update automatically. Great, so we'll have that one in there. And I'm just going to add 2 more. Let's do that one. So add the next grid, select an image, upload. Let's go for this one. Brilliant. We'll select that and we'll call this one, let's go to the same one. So pages, landing page 1. You can change this afterwards. Landing 2. Great. And let's go for another one. Select an image, upload. Let's grab this one. Great. We'll select that image. We'll go to the same page. We can all go to the same pages. For now, we can change this afterwards. Landing page 1, and we'll call this one landing. Oops. Let's get rid of this one. Excellent. Landing 2. Great. So make sure we save this. I have been actually saving as I'm going along in between takes, so do save as you go along. Don't do all of this without saving at all. This is great. I believe now we actually have most of it all done. So let's go and have a look at the home page. Great. See how much better that looks. It looks awesome. And we've got videos on the go. And it looks like a great shop and very, very little drama. This is how it should be. Next thing we want to do is make sure this all looks good on mobile, because that's where most of your customers are going to come from and view this, especially if you're marketing on social media. You can do that by clicking here. And there you go. So that long slide up there becomes a slider. That's great. We've got landing pages here. Now these are quite key, so let's make these larger. So if you go over to landing pages, you can see it blocks on mobile. So if you go to 1, there you go. That makes them a lot bigger and more clickable. That's great. Then we've got hi, I'm Katie, and we've got talk about your brand. Actually, there's quite a lot of text there at the bottom. So I think let's remove talk about your brand, because we're going to have the text here. We don't want too much text going on. So let's actually get rid of that altogether. We'll move this section. Brilliant. Okay, so now we can go back to desktop. And again, the most important section of what Katie is doing is she's actually giving makeup tutorials, which will be on these landing pages. So I think they should actually be above the products. There we go. Let me just do that again. There we go. So you go into a hero image, you hit the landing pages. Then let's actually have a little bit about Katie. We'll move that over here. That's great. So we split it up a little bit, so we've not got blocks over blocks that are square like this. We'll break it up with that. We will have some makeup there, and actually Let's see if the video would be better. No, that's good, because Katie is not actually selling anything here. There's no call to action going on. It's just a nice thing to come to at the bottom, and it looks good by the time you get there. And then you've got the newsletter feed. Yeah, this actually works really well. So let's have a look, see what it looks like in mobile. It's great. That's how the menu looks. Always want to check this. There's a cart there. You've got your hero image. Straight away you've got your landing pages. This will obviously say makeup tutorial, and then you've got tutorial 1, tutorial 2, tutorial 3. You've got a little bit about Katie. You've got the products that she's selling, video about her, and then subscribe to the newsletter. This is actually really good because you can say subscribe to my makeup tutorials, and then you've got a makeup tutorial about it. So I'm actually really happy about this order. Excellent. Always save. I know I haven't been doing it so far, but always save whenever you can. Congratulations, well done. Most of the hard work is out of the way now. Let's go and take a look at what we've built. We've got the website structure pretty much all set up now, and the shop. Now let's have a look at it properly. If you log out of your Shopify account completely and you go to your store, you're going to be greeted with this. This is where you clicked password protect. When you're logged into Shopify admin area, you'll see this automatically. This won't come up. But when you send a link out to someone else, they'll see this. All they have to do is click login. This isn't login to your Shopify account. This is the password that you set when you put password protected. So give them this password, paste it into here, click enter, and then you got to your website. It's looking great. I've made a few slight updates. I've called this one makeup tutorials, and I've given each one a slightly different name. I've called this one featured makeup. You go to collections, you change the name on there, and it will come up automatically. And I've just changed the copy, of the email, stay in touch, say free, and it's very, very good in copy. So a reason for them to sign up. Perhaps when you do something, get someone to sign up, you'll get a confirmation email. Put something in there that could be free or a discount or anything you do, just to encourage people to sign up to your email list. Okay, so we can look through now on the store. This is how the store's looking. It looks great. There was what we call breadcrumbs, where you have like a sub-navigation on the side at the bottom here. It was looking a bit busy because there's only 4 products, so I removed that within the themes settings. We've got the about page. It's looking great. And we've got a landing page. There's going to be 4 landing pages, but we've got one as a template. So we now know what content we need to put together, how it's going to look. So we don't have to worry about the shop anymore. We just have to worry about the copy that's going in and the images that we need to use. So if you click to store, click on the product, and now when you add to cart, you'll have a cart come up here. You can go to checkout, and here's your checkout page. It looks great. We can go back to your cart here, and this is your cart. Obviously we can remove it. So pretty much all ready to go. It's looking great. Now what we need to do is I'll have a chat with Katie, and we'll talk about the actual images that are going to be used, and then I'll give you a run through once all that is done. At this point, you should have all the basic parts of your website done and possibly ready for the public as well. Since recording the screencast, Katie and I have updated her product images, copy, added in more images as well, and updated her landing pages. Also, Katie has come up with a brand name, so we've connected her domain name and added in a logo too. Before I walk you through those updates and how they were done, I would like to take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I've got many more videos coming down the lines similar to this one. Basically, all the cool things that you can do across the web that you didn't realise you can do, and requires minimum technical knowledge. Let's get back to it. Katie and I have had a chance to finish off the website, and as you can see, it's now live. Katie has chosen to call it Ibicoco, which is short for Ibiza Cosmetics Company. It's a great name. We made a logo and we added it into the website. You can add the logo in via the theme settings in header. Also, Katie has registered a domain name, ibicoco.com. That has been registered on her domain name provider, and I helped to connect it into Shopify. But you can actually register domain names via Shopify directly by new domain name. That's just not done on this occasion, but you have the option to do both. So let me show you around what's been updated. Let's just click on the home page. As you can see, we've decided to move the video towards the top just to make it a bit more engaging. Updated images here for Katie's landing pages. Also, we've added in a picture of Katie and just updated her about text here. And here are the actual products themselves with these styles of product images, just to make them a lot more engaging. So as you can see, we can click through to one, and here's what you get here. So you can see the products like this, and we just got an interesting, more engaging initial product image. So let me walk you through a few of the bits that we've gone through. So click home again. As you can see at the bottom, we've got some extra links. You've got terms and service, returns policy, privacy policy, and shipping. And we've also got the social media icons in here and the company that's now the shop. Let me show you some of the store. So when you click on the store, here are all your products loading up. And as you can see, Katie's chosen a few more products than just the initial 4. So if you click on one here, you can have a look and see for yourself and look where you can buy it. The about page has been updated too, so we've got a full picture of Katie and the updated about text here. Now, one thing I did notice which was really useful, if you go to settings and click on legal, here is where you can have your refund policy, your privacy policy, your terms of service, and your shipping policy here. All of this we added into the footer down here. You can go, once you've added these in, you can go to online store, hit menu, and then select the pages of where you want them on the footer menu. Also, what's handy to know is you can actually click on replace with template, and what that does is Shopify will give you a templated document that you need based on your email address and your store name. So it will generate you legal documents that you need on the fly. Always do check that they are correct for your business, but they're definitely great use and will help you get started pretty quickly. So that's pretty much it now. If you get a chance to, go to ibicoco.com. Do follow Katie on her Instagram. There's a link for it here. And let me know what you think. And that's about it. Thank you so much for getting to this point in the video. I know there's been a lot to take in. I know it has been quite long as well. My future videos that I've got coming down the line are going to be a lot shorter. I didn't want to start with something so technical, but I had the opportunity to build a real store with someone who needed one at the time. So I jumped at the chance, and hence why we're watching it now. Remember, please do subscribe to my channel. I've got many more videos along the way with other website builders and other really, really cool stuff that you will find super useful, even if you just work around the web at all. So until next time.